Hello, and welcome to another episode of The End of the Search. This one I call it, Your World is Never Upside Down. You've heard that phrase, oh man, my world is upside down, everything is upside down. Well, I'm going to offer a possibility that might have been overlooked. My world is never upside down. The mind, however, it always is. You see the difference? You see, the world is never upside down. The world is as it is. The mind, which is the one interpreting the world, is always upside down. So, if you think this is esoteric, we can put it to the test right now. Okay? Whatever seems to be happening in your experience, if everything seems to be going okay, well, maybe you want to try this exercise some other time. But whatever seems to be happening with your world, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay? I am not discrediting or discarding any situation that may be uncomfortable or seem to be challenging. I am respecting that. But again, I'm just offering here a suggestion. A possibility. Whatever is happening in your world of appearances, it doesn't matter. Tell me right now what is wrong with your experience if you don't let the mind or any thought interpret that experience. Again, what is wrong with right now? This is based on a great pointer by our beloved late sailor Bob Adamson, where he used to say, what's wrong with right now unless you think about it. He even wrote a book that I believe that is a title, so I suggest you get the book if you have an opportunity. So anyhow, look at it right now, right this moment. You may say your life is upside down, your world is upside down. These are thoughts interpreting your present experience. If these thoughts are not believed in, what can you tell me about your present experience? What can you tell me? Now, here's the thing. Even if things were going right, okay? That also is a thought that has to be looked into. Because if you believe the things that are going right, then you're going to have to come up with a belief about something that may be going wrong because you're judging your present experience. But present experience is simply that. It expresses itself as it, and that is just as it is. The mind's interpretation of the experience is what makes it quote unquote right and quote unquote wrong. So, when you think things are going wrong, you say my world is upside down, but you never look at the mind, which is the one doing the interpretation. When everything is going right, you keep forgetting that it's just the mind making an interpretation. But if you get the mind out of the way, if you don't believe the content of the mind, if you don't believe the thoughts, is your world upside down? Or is your world right side up? No, it simply is. And we're pointing to the fact that life is. You are. Love is. I am. And that is the consequence, the organic consequence, when the mind is not engaged in its own interpretation, meaning when we're not believing the thoughts, when we're not believing the content of the mind. This is very practical, this is not esoteric, and this is right now, direct experiencing, right this moment. Okay? Now, we cannot stop right there because we're still on the surface. These videos are not about not believing the content of the mind so that life is as it is. These videos are about who are you. That's what really is important. Because in the end, it's very simple. You've seen already that if you don't believe the content of the mind, then life is as it is, not a problem. But there's still a you who is either believing or not believing the content of the mind. When the investigation has been done and you see that there's no you, because all that there is what is, because that you who claim that is you is just another thought that is saying that you are you. And when you see the feelings and sensations, there's that thought that somehow says, these are my feelings, these are my sensations, these are my thoughts, but in reality, they're just passing clouds. They just come and they go, and you remain as you are. When you remain as you are, there's no need of going into not believing the content of the mind, because the are-ness, the isness, that which you are, does not believe anything. Is simply the space like in which everything seems to appear and disappear, like the fourth book of the series, I am, in which everything seems to appear and disappear. We're pointing to the I am, which is what is happening right now. It's very organic. It's always, it never is not. It just so happens that this I am is identified with the feeling or the sense or the belief, I am this individual, and then these are my thoughts, these are my feelings, these are my sensations, this is my world. And then if the world doesn't go according to my thoughts or the thoughts that I'm believing in, then my world is upside down, and then we get caught up with, we just run into trouble. But when the investigation is being done, the fact that I am, because I'm not believing the content of the mind, is just basically, this is where words are pointing to, but they are not the answer and they're not the experience, they're just simply point. Then you simply rest in the I am as life unfolds as it will, and then your world is never upside down, because the mind is not upside down. The mind is not trying to add their 25 cents of information to whatever is happening. The mind is just simply the observer, the witness of the experience, while you remain as you are. You see? So this is where this is actually pointing to the fact that you are, I am. Right now, can you say that you are not? Can you say that there's not awareness? It's not that you are aware, it's that there is awareness. Because prior the mind suggesting I'm seeing, seeing is happening. Prior the mind suggesting I'm hearing, hearing is happening. Prior the mind suggesting I am feeling, feeling is happening. You see? Prior the mind suggesting I am this individual, I am the sense presence, it's always, you see? And you are that ever presence. And once again, in sort of like the first step would be just notice that right now, if there's no identification, there's no belief in the content of the mind, then there's nothing wrong with this present moment. There's never anything wrong, and your world is perfect, or the world or whatever is perfect just as it is, because you're not psychologically affected by the mind trying to interpret or translate the present moment experience. Again, that is very practical. This is not esoteric, doesn't require anything from you except the willingness to see. Now, the question is, who is the one that is supposedly willing to see? When that is seen through, then this is very simple. Now your life unfolds as it will according to its destiny. Nisargadatta Maharaj used to say, the body is unfolding according to its destiny, yet I remain as I am. And this is what these videos are pointing to the fact that you are, I am, life is, God is, and that's it. Well, I hope this served, and as always, may peace permeate the mind so that love can be extended.